There are 4 classes to master in Battlefield 6, and whether you like sniping, reviving, blowing things up, or face-taking bullets, there's always another skill to learn. In this video, I want to do a deep dive on one of the classes in the game. Today, we'll be focusing on Assault. Now, I won't be talking about the ways you must play this class, but rather, I'll be breaking down things to help you make better decisions. This will help you play the game that you want to play rather than the way that I play. If this is your first time on my channel, the way I do things is by uploading the knowledge in my videos. So with that being said, let me give you some big tips to help you play Assault better and more effectively. First things first is knowing that Assault's class trait allows them to capture points faster and arm and disarm MCOM bombs quicker. This helps you really push the front line forward as Assault. And that's really the name of the game. Yes, you have an assault rifle and can threat through a wide range of distances, but no class can be a literal moving spawn beacon as well as you can. Also, you get an actual spawn beacon, so pace yourself. Don't think you need to be John Battlefield and run into every room killing one person and then just, getting killed. Remember, this is a team game and the objective is all that really matters. So if you see yourself out in front of the pack, away from your team, stop. Duck into cover, wait a beat or two, and let your team spawn on you. This is true of any class, but it's especially true of Assault. You'll get reinforcements and then be able to push a point. Use your stun and flash grenades to create opportunities that you can capitalize on. But that's too long. You didn't watch this entire video. I'm going to break down the class and talk about gun options, gadgets, and give you some tips on how to play them. But if that's all you wanted to know, please feel free to shut the video down. I want to be respectful of your time. You can navigate to any part of this video that interests you the most. Use the chapters about the timeline in the description. And if you are heading out, please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe, as each one of those things helps me out in a huge way. Lastly, don't forget to check me out on Twitch, where I play Battlefield and a number of other games, linked in the description below. Well, let's get started on Are You Playing Assault Wrong? Guide and deep dive for Battlefield 6. So to open us up, we're just jumping into the game. We're going to do pretty much the majority of this explaining portion of this video using just this screen. And when I jump into the actual kind of, hey, this is what you should be doing, playing, blah, 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 we'll show actual gameplay. So right now, we've got the Assault, and what we want to talk about first is this over here. So we're going to go ahead and press C if we are on PC. If you are on a console, just press R3. This will bring up this informative bit of information. We'll talk about this section on the right later because that's relative to the training paths or subclasses, whatever the fuck you want to call them. So looking at the class signature set, we want to look at the most important thing. It's your signature trait. Every class gets one, and it is the thing that sets the class apart from its peers, because this is the thing that kind of gives them a passive bonus towards something. And for Assault, it's huge. Faster progress with objectives, including arming and disarming MCOM explosives. So this adds a lot of flavor here. This allows you, the Assault player, to have more weight when capturing a point. So what does that mean? If I have 4 people on a point trying to capture it and there's 3 enemies also there, you'll capture the point way slower, right? If you just have 4 people there, you'll capture the point way faster. Well, let's assume all 4 of those people are any class other than Assault. Well, you swap in one Assault person, the class or the point will now capture faster because of the weight that the Assault person adds to capturing. This is nice because you can basically backcap points if you're really clever about having to sneak over and do so. This is kind of the fun of the Assault classes. You have the ability to push a breakthrough, a rush point forward because you got onto the point first. And you do that using your adrenaline injector. Temporarily boosts sprint speed while reducing explosive incendiary damage. But the big thing here is provides a brief resistance to and clears the effects of flash and stun grenades. So the injector can be used one of 2 ways. I'm about to go make a big push out of cover. Boom. Pop my injector, get myself a little bit of a sprint speed boost, but also give me reduction to explosion damage. That's the big thing. Incendiary, I don't deal with as much. And you use the other way is reactively. Hey, I just got flash, I just got stunned. Well, you can sit there and muddle through both of those effects, or you just simply pop your adrenaline injector. It'll immediately clear it and you get back to business. You ideally want to be more proactive with it so that you can kind of create the pace of when you're going to use that injector, and you can create opportunity with it. It's a word I'm going to use maybe a million times in this damn video, but create opportunity with the gadgets you've got. That's one of them. Now, assault rifle proficiency is nice. It's faster draw time, and fire sooner when exiting a sprint. It's not a massive benefit though, according to other signature weapons. This is nice because this means that you aren't necessarily locked to assault rifles in an open playlist. In a close playlist, for sure you are, but What I mean by that is there's no reason not to use the sniper rifle or the LMG proficiency because they're that good. The LMG proficiency is super great for LMGs, obviously. And the sniper rifle proficiency is, I think, the single best proficiency because it gives you so many benefits using the weapon. Here, you have faster draw time and you fire faster after exiting a sprint. Draw time means when you swap between weapons as well. So that's going to give you a faster kind of time to just jump into ADS. So understanding your signature set is a big portion of this because this gives you legs in understanding how this character can do a lot of different things. Let's jump now into our training paths or subclass. So your training path or your subclass, I don't know, it says select training path up here, so that's what I'm assuming what the game calls them, is Breacher or Frontliner. And if you don't know how this works, once you reach level 20, you will start to unlock progress towards your 2 separate class assignments. You have the top one and then the bottom one, Assault and then Assault Expert. This will give you your Frontliner once you do this requisite mission, whatever it is. So for this example here, you have to do all this to then unlock Spawn Beacon, and then do all this to then get the Frontliner. On this account, I'm only level 21, so I don't have anything cool unlocked to show you cool stuff, but it won't matter because we understand. It is worth noting that a lot of these are pretty sticky. Have squad mates deploy on you or deploy on a Spawn Beacon specifically 50 times. That's going to be done probably over the course of like a night or two if you really focus on putting Spawn Beacons down, but it's going to be pretty slow. Kills or assists on a concussed enemy is probably going to be a little bit trickier for you because you just pretty much have to spam stun grenades to get that going, not flash grenades. There's also another way you can do this, but still. So that is how that system works. So we have Breacher and Frontliner, and the difference here is Breacher is more of a kind of run and gun, and Frontliner is more of a team support class. Both of them have the class active ability of Rally Squad. You and nearby squad members gain a temporary adrenaline effect. Its effect on you can be extended with kills. So you pop Rally Squad, and everyone gets the advantage of being under adrenaline, which is really nice. So the entire squad can push better. This obviously works a lot better if you do comms and say, hey, I'm gonna pop Rally Squad, but you see how this works. It's gonna be present for both of your training paths. Now, with Breacher, you have reduced movement speed penalty when firing while moving, you have more grenades, and you have a faster reload on incendiary round shotgun and the grenade and breaching projectile launchers. So you can see that this guy kind of wants you to be a lot more mobile, wants you to be up close and personal, but also wants you to push things. Frontliner, on the other hand, is a lot more of a team support, and I think it's the better training path, in my personal opinion, because of the way I like to play Assault, which is let me be a spawn beacon. Because adrenaline rush here means that whenever people spawn on you, they get 2 seconds of an adrenaline injector. It is great because it doesn't mean just you, it also applies to your spawn beacon. So they come out, they already get a bevy of resistances, they can sprint faster, so it allows them to kind of get in the game a little bit better, or rather than just spawning on you and getting killed, they have a way to actually maintain. You can fall from distances further, which is cool, you're like a kitty cat, but then you also get quick recovery, so your passive health regen triggers 50% faster and provides more healing. So I think Frontliner plays how I like to play Assault, because I always played Spec Ops in Battlefield 2, if you remember that way back in the Stone Age. And I was really bummed when they removed Spec Ops because they moved away from a commander style of play. And I've always envisioned Assault as someone who tries to push a front line, but not necessarily by running into the face of everything and spraying and praying, but by trying to do concentrated effort via comms with a squad of friends. Yeah, you can do this. It's harder to do on your own like that, right? Because you don't have like clear-cut comms all the time. But I've always really enjoyed trying to flank around with Assault, and Frontliner allows me to do it because it's more of a spawn-centric style of path. But please, choose whichever one makes the most sense for you. You're either going to focus on recovery and benefiting those who spawn on you, or more grenades and running and gunning with a Breacher. So for our grenades for Assault, we have, it's frag grenade, everyone gets this, but the two that we want to talk about are the Assault exclusive ones, stun grenade and flash grenade. So they both have the effect of, it's like CC, crowd control, on your opponent. But the flash grenade here is unique. If you're not facing it, or based off basically the cone of vision in which you have on the grenade will determine how much it impairs you. if you're not facing it, you'll just kind of get like a beep, like the actual hearing impairment of it, but that's really it. Stun grenade, no matter where you are, you'll get hit with a concussive blast. You can't ADS and you can't sprint. I think stun grenade is better. And it's the same thing in Call of Duty. I always like the stun grenade over the flash grenade because for a long time, stun grenade would give you a hit icon, flash didn't. And it would also kind of incapacitate people a little bit better in my opinion. Flash grenade, people can't necessarily do anything because they can't see, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. This may be the best, maybe not the best thing for like an informational video. When I get flashed, I just hold that button down, baby. I'm just spraying. I'm like, if someone's in front of me, they're gonna get killed. Like it's all I'm gonna be able to do. Or I'll go prone. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here and hope I don't die. Stun grenade, you know, they see what's coming. They can try to do something. I think it kind of creates in players a reaction to try to fight because they can shoot. They can hold down and just shoot at you. But you can push through that and get them down hopefully quicker because they can't ADS or sprint away. But those are our grenades. Let's talk about some gadgets now. So with the 2 gadget slots on Assault, we have gadgets to choose from, but we also have shotgun, hold on. Shotgun, which is just such a strong option for the character. And it was really strong in beta. It is just as strong now, even though it supposedly got a nerf. But it's just absolutely gruesome twosome. But what I want you to know, though, is you can also choose a DMR. You can also choose a carbine. So if you're playing and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm on a pretty large map, and there's not really going to be a point where I'm truly using a shotgun, then pop into a DMR and use it to your advantage if you so wish. Try to wait until you get the SVK unlocked, or else you're just going to get frustrated using the M39 because I don't know why they haven't improved it, because I don't know how many videos I got to make to say that's a fucking terrible weapon. But still, hey, carbines are accessible too. I don't know why I would choose a carbine though over an assault rifle. I like the profiles of the assault rifles versus the carbines. I think the carbines on their own are very strong. I just like the assault rifles more if I have to choose between the two. It is nice that you can basically have both. Having an assault rifle and a carbine does offer a wide range of threat, and also the ability is kind of a fallback. Hey, I'm out of ammo. You can just quickly swap over to a carbine to give you just an added amount of automatic punching power in a close distance, in a medium range distance, depending upon which carbine you choose. So know those things with gadgets. You can also just choose more gadgets, but it is worth noting that one of those slots can be occupied by a carbine, DMR, or shotgun. That is kind of like a central point of the character, of the class. Now, with the assault, we get launchers, and we get 2 nice ones. High explosive launcher, which is basically going to be used to blow up your infantry, or the thermobaric grenade. Now, this is meant to, I'll read this here. The blast delivers limited initial damage, but stuns and burns enemies for a short duration. This is part of the other way that you can do concussive damage, because this will concuss things. So this is nice as a form of a stun grenade that has an incendiary package attached to it. So you can use this into a room before you charge into it, rather than a grenade, and it'll allow you to sweep the room on stuff that's both concussed and burning. So you have these 2 options. The other option here is an assault ladder, which is nice circumstantially. This is for specific maps, I would say. You will use this on maps that have a lot of Z-axis that enemies are actually on. Like there are some maps where it's like, hey, you know, you can just go to the other portion of that building, but oftentimes it's just for you to get up there to find a camping spot or whatever. But sometimes you'll be in a map where you have a second floor of people above you, and they're accessible via a balcony and what have you. Using the assault ladder, you can just forge up onto that balcony without having to find an access point. And that's actually really huge. It opens up a lot of kind of tactical advantages, a lot of opportunities, as I would say, that allow you to flank a lot better. You also get the breaching projectile, which is pretty interesting. It's basically like a hand-propelled flash grenade. So you use this. It's weird because you can like use it to shoot through stuff. So after a short delay, penetrate most destructible surfaces to deliver a blinding explosion on the other side. If the breaching round hits an enemy soldier, it will cause limited impact, damaging before triggering the same blinding effect. So if this launches, the thermobaric grenade launches a stun grenade that burns, this just simply launches a flash grenade, but you can use this to shoot through things. So you can shoot it through a door, you can shoot it through like wooden cover, you know, like limited amounts of cover. You're not going to shoot through like a concrete emplacement, but you can see how this really works. And then we also get our deploy beacon. So this is huge, but it also was changed from the beta. The spawn beacon now only allows for 1 spawn per squad mate. So if you've got 4 people in your squad, that's 4 spawns. So just know that it includes you on this. So it is a nice thing to drop before you try to back cap a point, or before you try to get some kind of sneaky stuff going on a flank. You drop one of these down, you go in, your squad hopefully can spawn on you before the beacon. And then if you all die, you just use the beacon to come back in. It gives you a second shot, only a second shot. This is the only battlefield I know that has had a limitation on the amount of spawns onto a spawn beacon. I wish that the deploy beacon instead was a limited time. Like, hey, it's only up for 10 minutes, get unlimited spawns, but that's as long as it lasts. That I think would be a better use of this thing rather than just 5 spawns, or maybe 5 minutes. 10 minutes is a pretty long time, but still, my point here is give me a timer on it versus a set amount of respawns. Then lastly, we have the incendiary round shotgun, which is just an additional 12 gauge incendiary buckshot. It's basically launching Dragon's Breath everywhere. So I don't like this as much because incendiary isn't necessarily a kill. It's slower initial damage, higher damage over time, obviously, and you can create burning patches on the ground, which is pretty cool. But I don't like this as much. I'd rather just use a shotgun. I think that this is nice to just kind of throw Dragon's Breath everywhere and get fire everywhere. It can be really cool to kind of set a whole room on fire, but the times that I'm going to be in that situation are so few and far between the range of a high explosive launcher, or the range of the thermobaric grenade, or the respawn of a beacon, or the ability to jump up into another platform. I think this is just going to be too situational, and the times that I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to want to switch to a shotgun to outright kill people. So that's my take on the gadgets. Please, by all means though, use whichever ones are going to fit the situation. You should not really be having set gadgets all the time. Flex them around, use them to fit the situation and the tactics that are needed for those maps. So when it comes to guns, I am not going to talk to you about the gun that I want to use the most, because I think it's unfair. The meta is barely like quote unquote settled in this game, and I don't like metas. I like people playing the game however the fuck they want to play. So I'm not going to tell you, yeah, use the M433. It's the best assault rifle. It's conversely one of the only assault rifles I have right now. I'm not really enjoying the B36A like I did in the beta. I don't know why. I think it's just a me thing. But as you play through the class and you unlock more of these, right? Because these unlock at specific ranks. As you unlock them, and these are also, these last 3 are weapon achievement ranks. So you need to go through these rapid fire ones, inflict damage with assault rifles, and you can't do that until you're over rank 23. So just know that you won't be able to contribute to them until you get there, and you'll unlock them in due time. You'll get the cord before you probably get AK-4D. So just know that. I'm going to talk to you instead about what weapons I like per the classes I'm going to talk about in this series of videos. And I like the assault rifles a lot. I think they're really good. I think they're really fun. The M433 happens to be my like favorite assault rifle from the NVO is also really good too. From the beta, I haven't had a chance to play the L85A3. I do like the TR7. And I do like this one as well, but this is the one I've spent the most time on, and it meshes with my playstyle a lot. I think if I'm thinking of the primary weapon I'm going to use, it's probably just going to be assault rifle for assault. Now, conversely though, you can use a carbine and a shotgun. You can use an SMG and a shotgun if you so wish, or an SMG and a DMR. Remember, you can mix and match the DMR, shotgun, and carbine portion with whatever you want for the front portion. I would not recommend the light machine gun on assault because, and again, I don't know if you're playing open or closed playlists. This is not a video about that. I just know that in an open playlist, you have this option. The reason I don't like an LMG with assault is because I'd rather just play it on a support, because support's trait for this is just too huge. You can actually come back from moving or sprinting and shooting with this, and you can get better ADS. The ADS on LMGs is already too low to want to play this on assault when I get assault rifles, which are already really, really impressive. So That's what I would say for weapon options. Do whatever makes the most sense for you as far as the actual assault rifle you want to play with. But when I talk about, say, support, I like using the LMGs and carbines on support. Or if I'm playing engineer, I play carbines and SMGs. If I'm playing recon, I play sniper rifles and DMRs. So this gives you a sense. I'm not just saying play assault rifle because you're on an assault. I'm saying I think the weapon that fits most for the way I play assault. So how do you get better at playing this class? That's the real question, right? And I think that really comes down to understanding that assault is that mobile spawn beacon. You are supposed to be up close and personal, but you're also supposed to be someone who allows your team to push points properly. And pushing points properly doesn't mean you're the only one on the point. If you're the only one on the point, then the other team's just going to swarm you and kill you. If you allow the team to spawn on you, it's going to allow them to fill in and help capture points. And what you really have the capability to do that no other class can do is really deliver a lot of anti-infantry payload in the sense of both frag grenades, which you have lots of. You use your high explosive gadgets. This gives you a lot of capability to create opportunity where people have to run away from those grenades. They get stunned by your stun grenades, get flashed by your flash grenades. And this gives you a chance to jump in and kill things. But don't hold down that left click, especially after open beta. The game really favors burst fire. Really try to play in the 2 to 4 shot range rather than just holding down and hoping you kill. Sure, yeah, sometimes you pop into a single fire and you get some good fun out of it, but you really want to make sure that you're taking your time with assault. Yes, you push forward, do that. But this is the class I think that too many people play like Call of Duty because it is the most Call of Duty class. Adrenaline inject yourself and run the hell up there, right? Like, I am alive. Like, that's not necessarily what you should be doing because this is a faster paced battlefield for sure. But if you do that, you're just going to end up, think of it this way. Death tickets are what matter in this game, right? Playing the objective. And you as the assault are the objective king because you can play it the most. You can get in there, you can do it, you can get up in that cookie jar hard in that paint. But if you're doing that, your death tickets also are part of that objective, right? And you have to think of, if you kill someone and you get killed, it was a wash. You didn't do anything for the team for that entire time. And you didn't hurt the team necessarily. But if you run in and get killed, you run in and get killed, you run in and get killed, you run in and you get 3 kills, you still didn't do anything for the team. If your kill death ratio is all you're looking at in this game, and that's all you're doing as assault, it has to be positive. And it has to be positive by an overwhelming number. Like 11 and 10, okay, well, that's 1 positive KD, or that's 1 positive death ticket. Think of your KD as assault as a currency that helps you contribute to the team with. And you contribute to the team as well by capturing points. Remember, your score is what really matters. So if you focus on your KD and you spend all this time, like I just said, the instance of dying 4 times, getting 5 kills and 1 death, that's still a 5-on-5. That's still 5-5. That you wash out. You don't actually help anyone. But if you die once, but get 4 assists and you're able to capture a point, you helped your team out so much at the cost of 1 single death ticket. Well, it's not 1 single death ticket. I'm just using blank terms here. The death tickets are on a modifier based off of how many points and blah, 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 blah. But my point remains here that this gives you a sense for the class, not just simply being a run and gun commando, a John Battlefield. This class is a character that creates, the word I'm going to say again, opportunity. That opportunity is created through all of your gadgets, through your ability to flank and add pressure from different angles, and to create increasing amounts of pressure via your active ability to spawn people on you and your gadget to allow people to spawn on beacons. Use these things and you will find that you will succeed as assault more. Assault typically isn't in the top portions of the scoreboard. If you look at a scoreboard, it's usually engineer and support because they have so many ways to rack up points. Assault's way of racking up points passively, more or less, is just shooting people, but they can still spawn on you. You can do assist damage, you can do spots, you can throw grenades. All these things actually help out a ton, but people don't focus on them enough as assault. They just go for the headshots. Yeah, do that, have fun, but also know you are the king of pushing points. So hopefully this gives you a better idea on how to play Assault, and this helps break down that Call of Duty mindset that you might have where you're hunting for kill streaks and just trying to slay people in a TDM match. It's not that way here. As always, PTFO, play the fucking objective. But if you have any other tips for people that are trying to jump into Assault, maybe struggling a little bit, let it be known in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.